In the spring of 2001, two researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology conducted a silent experiment on an unsuspecting group of business students that completely shattered everything we understood about money. They put tickets to a sold-out, highly anticipated Boston Celtics basketball game up for auction, but split the buyers into two distinct test groups without revealing the real condition. Half of the students were told they had to pay with physical cash, while the other half were instructed to pay using a credit card. What happened next sent shockwaves through behavioral economics because the credit card group bid an average of 83% more for the exact same seats. If you have ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and wondered where all your hard-earned money went, this hidden glitch is the reason. You are not careless, you are not stupid, and you are certainly not the only person who falls into this subtle financial trap every single day. What nobody ever warned you about is that your brain has a built-in neural brake for spending, and credit cards were deliberately engineered to bypass it completely. Every single week on this channel, I break down one deep psychological concept in plain English to help you understand why you make decisions you later regret. If you want to master your money mindset and protect your wallet from hidden corporate tricks, hit the subscribe button right now and turn on all notifications. To truly understand why a piece of plastic forces your brain to spend 83% more cash, we have to look inside your skull at a specific organ. In 2007, a landmark neuroimaging study led by researchers at Stanford and Carnegie Mellon placed participants inside an fMRI scanner while showing them products to buy. When prices were set unreasonably high, the brain scans showed immediate activity in a neural region called the insula, which is the exact area that processes physical pain. When you physically hand over a paper $20 bill, your insula fires a microburst of genuine distress because your brain registers that physical trade as a direct loss. Behavioral economists Drazen Prelec and George Loewenstein officially named this automatic psychological response the pain of paying in their foundational 1998 research paper. Think about the last time you paid for dinner with a crisp $50 bill versus tapping your phone against a digital terminal without looking at the screen. When you hand over cash, the physical friction creates immediate pain, which acts as your brain's natural safety valve to prevent overspending and protect your survival. But before I reveal the sinister mechanism banks use to completely disable this pain signal, let us look at how deep this invisible illusion actually goes. The primary trick that credit card companies exploit is a psychological phenomenon called payment decoupling, which separates the joy of buying from the pain of paying. When you purchase a new laptop with physical cash, the pain of losing your money happens at the exact same second you receive the computer in your hands. When you swipe plastic, the pain of payment is delayed for 30 days until a digital invoice arrives quietly in your email inbox long after the excitement fades. Because the pleasure of the product happens today, and the pain of payment happens next month, your brain treats the eventual cost as if it does not even exist. Stop for a second and ask yourself right now how many active monthly subscriptions you are paying for without ever thinking about the real cost. Casino owners figured out this psychological flaw a century ago when they forced gamblers to exchange real cash for colorful plastic chips before placing a single bet. A $100 casino chip or a digital credit line feels like monopoly money because it completely removes the physical sensation of losing an asset from your hand. In fact, studies show that people who shop for groceries with credit cards buy significantly more impulse junk foods than shoppers who carry physical paper currency. When your pain center is silenced by seamless technology, your brain loses its ability to resist instant gratification, leading to small decisions that stack into massive debt. Stay with me, because what I am about to show you in the next 2 minutes is the part that changes how you look at the entire modern economy. Tech giants and fintech startups are not adding one-click ordering and digital wallets to make your life convenient. They are doing it to erase every remaining second of financial friction. Every time a company removes a step from the checkout process, your insula has zero time to trigger that crucial warning flare that stops you from spending. Autofill credit card details, Apple Pay, facial recognition checkouts, and buy now, pay later services are all custom-built weapons targeted directly at your brain's natural defenses. You are fighting a multi-billion-dollar engineering effort designed specifically to keep your neural pain centers completely asleep while your bank account drains away in silence. This brings us to the dark reveal of how this mental glitch quietly controls almost every major area of your daily life without your conscious permission. Look at how you purchase coffee, stream movies, order late-night takeout, or buy clothes online when you feel stressed after a long, exhausting day at work. You are not spending more money because you lack willpower. You are spending more because plastic and digital payments made buying completely painless while keeping the true cost hidden. Modern credit cards also use point systems, cashback rewards, and airline miles to make spending feel like an investment rather than a painful economic loss. When you earn 2% back on a $100 purchase, your brain focuses on the tiny reward while completely ignoring the $98 that just left your account. This mental accounting trick tricks your subconscious into believing that spending money is actually a strategic way to generate wealth and maximize free perks. Marketers deliberately use bright colors, pleasant sound chimes on digital terminals, and sleek metal cards to trigger dopamine release at the exact moment of payment. Instead of feeling a pinch of pain, your brain receives a microdose of pleasure every time you tap your card against a payment device in a store. When you combine payment decoupling with artificial reward loops, you create a perfect storm where consumer spending rises exponentially without any conscious resistance. Consider how easy it is to tip an extra 20% on a digital iPad screen when buying a $3 coffee in a fast-paced cafe environment. Because the dollar amounts are displayed digitally as abstract numbers, your brain loses its intuitive grasp of how much physical labor was required to earn that money. Historical data proves that cash-based societies had significantly lower rates of consumer debt because the physical weight of money kept human desire naturally grounded. When paper bills leave your palm, you visually observe your wallet shrinking, which triggers an immediate biological feedback loop that forces you to evaluate future purchases carefully. Digital interfaces completely eliminate visual feedback, making it impossible for your subconscious mind to track financial depletion in real time during a shopping trip. The shift toward a cashless society is not just an evolutionary step in financial technology. It is a fundamental shift in human behavioral psychology. By understanding the mechanics of payment decoupling, you gain the superpower to spot these dark design patterns before they compromise your long-term wealth. Now, let us look at the practical framework you can implement starting today to reactivate your brain's natural protective instincts against overspending. The most powerful technique to break this credit card illusion is to introduce intentional friction into every single digital transaction you make online. Delete your saved credit card information from all web browsers, shopping apps, and food delivery services, so you must manually type card numbers every time. Forcing yourself to walk across the room, find your physical wallet, and type 16 digits creates a critical delay that lets your rational mind wake up. Another effective strategy is adopting a cash-only policy for variable daily expenses like dining out, entertainment, and personal shopping for 30 consecutive days. When you feel the physical pain of handing over physical bills for coffee or clothes, your total monthly spending will naturally drop without feeling deprived. If you prefer using cards for security or rewards, establish a strict 24-hour waiting period for any non-essential purchase over $50. So let us pull this entire picture together so you can re-engineer your habits and take your financial control back starting today. First, remember that credit cards alter your brain chemistry by severing the immediate link between receiving a reward and feeling the pain of paying for it. Second, understand that removing physical friction makes you spend up to 83% more without ever feeling like you made a reckless financial choice. To fix this, you must deliberately reintroduce artificial friction by using physical cash for daily discretionary spending or establishing mandatory 24-hour waiting periods for online checkouts. When you force your brain to pause, you reactivate the insula, allowing your rational mind to make decisions that build real, lasting freedom instead of short-term comfort. Share this video with one person you know who deserves to understand how their brain works, because one single conversation about this concept can change their financial future forever.